Good morning, day 167. Still cooking down the freezer, refrigerator, and working pantry foods. So if I can do this, I know you can do this. Use up that food you have, keep a nice stash, and you'll have lots of food security. So today is going to be a hot one. It's going to be near 90. And I'm going to, guess what, garden! I still want to plant some bush beans. I still have some containers that don't have anything in them, or some containers that can use a companion plant. So I'm hoping to wrap things up as far as planting things this week, at least for a while. And then I want to try some succession planting, and we'll see how that works. So I'm always experimenting with my garden. I'm by no means a master gardener or an expert. I just experiment. It's just like with my cooking. You know, I try this and I try that. Some things work, some things are an epic failure, and that's okay. At least I have a lot of fun trying. Am I happier when I have an epic win? Of course. But failures are okay too. That's how you learn. You learn best, I've found, in life from your mistakes. Because those are things that you either want to change or you never want to do again, and it works out just fine. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I don't know how long I can work in the garden because it's going to be hot, but I'm going to use my As Seen on TV neck fan, and hopefully that'll keep me cool enough. So that's my plan for the day, and then my daughter this afternoon is having a cookout at her house, so I won't be cooking this afternoon for my dinner, and I still have the beans and rice, so that'll be enough for a couple days as well. So I think for breakfast I'm also going to have a couple leftovers because I like to finish up my food, make room in the refrigerator. I don't want everything to get shoved to the back of the refrigerator and then it's bad and then I have to throw it out. So I try my best not to do that. And that's why right now I'm not buying fresh produce, because I'm trying to use up some of the frozen veggies that I have. And there's plenty in there, and I'm trying to make some room so I can get some fresh. And I will do that. I'll stock up, but I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm going to keep on cooking it down and see how far I can go. All right, I will be back later with breakfast, and we'll see how the day progresses. How are you guys spending your holiday? Are you spending it with family? Are you spending it doing projects? I know there's lots of pressure washing going on in my neighborhood, and I need to clean the back of my house because it's all green. But I've watched a couple YouTube videos and how they've done it rather than with the pressure washer, and I'm going to give that a try, but not today. I'll do that once my garden is nicely tucked in for the season and growing nicely. All right, I'll see you for breakfast in a little bit. Just having my morning coffee. I'm going to do my morning pages on my bloom sheet. I'm writing down the few seeds that I want to plant yet. And I'm really getting into this companion planting. And not to bore you guys that are not into gardening, but I wanted to share a couple of websites. One of them is for cooking and the other one is for companion planting. And one of the best websites that I like now is called thebackyardbloom, all one word.com. And the reason I like that one particular website is because it's easy to navigate. You don't have like a million pop-ups coming up, because I search most of this on my phone, even though I do have a computer. But it tells you the companion plants that you can and cannot plant with certain plants. And the list is way more extensive than anything I found on some other websites. Now, I haven't looked at every website, but I really like that one. And one of the things that I like about it is that it will tell you what the companion plant will do for the plant that you're trying to companion plant with. You know, like beans will add nitrogen to the soil and things like that. So if you're into gardening and you want to learn a little more about companion planting, check out that website. I'm really impressed with it. Another good one is savvygardening.com, all one word. And then creativemommy.com has a really nice sheet. It's like a reference sheet. Now, don't mind the colors on here because I ran out of ink on my, I have to reprint this, but I ran out of ink on my printer. But it's companion planting, and this is supposed to be red and green, and you know, you get it, but it just planted, or it just printed funky colors. So here it tells you the plant, and here, and then you cross-reference to as to what you can plant with what. So this is a nice quick reference guide, and it's free. And on there she also has a free thing where, if I can find it here, where, yes, where you can companion plant, and she has insect repelling plants. So that's a really good chart to print up too. So I wanted to share those websites. And then for the cooks, there's a website that has spice pairings where, you know, it suggests spices that go well together. And especially if you're learning to cook, it might be a good resource. And it's called delishably.com, delishably.com. So I wanted to share those websites with you. And what I've been doing with the bloom sheets is I make myself a list, and then the next day, whatever I didn't get done on that list or additional notes, I put on the next day's page. So like for this, I didn't get to planting these seeds, and today I want to plant those seeds. And what I'm doing is I'm writing down what I can companion plant with the seeds I have left. So that is something I just started today. So, because sometimes I wander around my little garden going, oh, where should I plant this? You know, so this way I know already in the morning what I'm going to plant with what's already in the pots. So that's what I've been doing, and every day I have 4 top priorities that I want to work on, if not daily, you know, at least weekly, and I transfer that over too. And for me, my big top priorities are, of course, cooking down the freezer, which I work on a couple times a day, and the refrigerator. I want to work on spiritual enlightenment, so I have some books I want to read. One of them was A Course in Miracles. I haven't started that yet, but I did that course years ago, and it really worked. So, but it's just been so busy with the gardening that I don't have as much time to relax as I'd like, but I'm relaxing in the garden. Communing with nature is also a form of spiritual enlightenment, in my opinion. So I want to work on that, of course, improving my stamina and flexibility. And gardening is great exercise. You're hauling, you're sitting, you're standing, you're moving. So I feel like I'm doing that every day. And organize and clean my home. Whenever I have little snippets of time, I do a little organizing. That I'll concentrate more on in the coming cold months. And so those are my 4 goals. What are your 4 goals? I'd like to know. Leave me in the comments below what your 4 goals are for the year, because it really does help to write that down, and it, at least for me, it keeps me focused. And I like lists, you know, I like to check off what I've done. So I mean, with the year of reasonable, I want to keep my list reasonable, and I also want to carve out bits of time every day where, okay, I'm going to do this for an hour, or I'm going to do that for 10 minutes, or, you know, and just have specific time frames where I want to do something. And that helps because sometimes I think I have a little bit of attention deficit going on. Now, I don't have hyperactivity or anything like that, but and I've kind of always been this way. This wasn't like an old age onset, but I'll be doing one thing and then I'll see something and then I go do that because I don't want to forget to do it. So I go to that thing and then I'm busy doing that, and then it's like, oh yeah, I was doing this. So I do that all the time. So this helps me stay a little bit more focused as to what I actually want to accomplish. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy my coffee and get to my daily writings, my pages, and I'll be back later and maybe we'll go out in the garden. All right, let's have some breakfast. Day 167. So I made the fritters yesterday, and I think they'd make a good breakfast. So I'm going to have one of these fritters, and I'm going to have an egg with it, a fried egg, and a slice of cheese. Okay, that's it for this morning. Oh, I think I'll have some grapes too. Okay, so I will meet you at the stove. Here we are at the stove. I have this Carlini coconut oil from Aldi's, and it's fine, except the spray on it is terrible. And it's still got quite a bit in it. But anyway, I'm going to make my egg. I have my fritter in the air fryer. And I'm going to make my egg and my little mini griddle, because it does a good job. So anyway, not that this is real exciting, but I was looking through my freezer, and I came across the fact that I have a lot of like burger type vegan meats. So I need to start using those up. And while I was in there, I also pulled out this tempeh because I want to make some tempeh bacon, but it has to thaw. So I pulled that out, and then today I'll be going to my daughter's, and they're all meat eaters. So I'm going to be having these Impossible burgers that have been in my freezer, and I got these for $3.99 at Mark's, and that was a really good price. So those are going in the fridge for later. And of course, got the breakfast blend. Oh, that's almost like my bean burger that never ended. So I'll be back when I get this put together. Okay, my breakfast is done. I toasted a piece of the Walmart bread. I have my fritter, some cheese, a fried egg, and I like salsa with my eggs a lot of times. I don't have any. Well, I have some, but I don't want to open a jar just for this. So what I did was I took a little bit of just tomato ketchup, and I added some of this Tony Chachere's to it. And I'm just going to top my egg with that. And that will be a tasty breakfast. So think outside the box when you're making breakfast or lunch. It doesn't always have to be traditional foods. I very seldom eat traditional breakfast food. I usually like to go with a sandwich or, because it's more brunch time for me. But once in a while I'll have eggs and pancakes and things like that. But for me, I just like different foods. Alright, so there I have it. Breakfast, day 167. So I'll be back later with some other stuff.
I thought I'd take a little break here. I'm trying out my new microphone, and I want to see if it drowns out the background noise. Because you can hear cars and planes. The birds are beautiful, but and the wind chimes are nice, but lots of other noise. So I'm just taking a water break here. Not my favorite beverage, but I'm learning to like it. So I've gotten a lot of little tomatoes planted today, and I planted some squash. And I have a little bugger that's digging around in my pots, but that's nature. I still have to plant beans, and I'll tell you, this companion planting is really involved. You have to kind of know what you're doing. And then I have a Bradford pear tree back here, which you're not allowed to plant in Ohio anymore because they're invasive. But in between the Bradford pear and the cottonwood, I hope my little seedlings come up. And I'm not totally confused as to what to dig out and what not to dig out. So I still have to plant some beans. I still have to plant some celery. And I was surprised how many plants that celery is compatible with. I planted it last year and I overseeded it, so I never got any big celery stalks. But I did get small stalks that were really tasty. They were very good, and I almost preferred them that way. They were very tender. They didn't have the stringy stuff in them. So I'm thinking about some iced coffee and ice cream. That sounds really good right now. So I figure I'll probably have another 3 or 4 days of planting before I'm done. Because today I have to stop a little earlier, get a shower, and go to my daughter's by 4 o'clock. And it's already after 2. So I'll plant a few beans and then I'll stop. So anyway, that's what I'm doing, just taking a break. What are you guys doing on this Memorial Day weekend? Are you having cookouts? You having your family over? You doing a solo? Sometimes that's nice too. It's just a nice quiet day. All right, I will be back a little later and see what else is up. So I've done a lot of updating to my garden book, and I've added a lot more plants, and I even have in here how many plants you can plant in a square foot garden. I got that online. But I did not write what website I got it from. So that's not very helpful. But I plan on planting my beans in my Dollar Tree stackable planters. I've seen other YouTubers do that, so I want to give that a try. But that'll be a project for tomorrow. We had a really nice time at my daughter's house. They had so much food, ribs and salmon and potato salad and pasta salad and cucumber salad and coleslaw. It just went on, and it was all delicious. I didn't eat the meat. I didn't eat the fish. I just took out of my freezer, I took 2 Beyond Impossible burgers. And there was so much other food there, I didn't even eat them. My son-in-law cooked them for me, but so that'll be a meal for tomorrow. And so that's all I have for you today. I'm trying that microphone again to see if, because it's wireless, to see if it works any better if I'm closer to the wireless instead of outside. I actually got it for outside though, so I don't know, we'll see. And another thing I got it for, if it drowns out the background noise when I'm frying things, that's always very loud. So I would also use it for that. But this is the one I got, and it was one of the least expensive. It's K8. This is the box. I got it on Amazon. It's pretty simple. It's just plug and play. So we'll see if I like it. If not, I guess I'll just send it back and try a different one. All right, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day holiday, that you got some rest, you spent some time with your loved ones. I love you guys. Good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.